one scenario that the quarterback will face in the pocket is that sometime he may get pressure from one side or the other, and there he has to find the safe spot. In other words, let's say that the defensive tackle on our left is better than our guard, or he's putting pressure on our guard, and the guard is getting driven back into the quarterback. In which case, the quarterback who's standing in the pocket, he's got to move over to his right in order to avoid that. Another scenario could be if the pressure's coming from the right and he's standing in the pocket and he needs to move to his left because this lane, this A-gap on the left, this guard on the left has done a good job. So in either scenario, we have pressure coming from one side or the other, either by the defensive tackle or by the defensive tackle in the end, and the safe spot is at the other side. So he needs to keep his front shoulder down the field so he can still see who he needs to throw to, so he's a viable passer threat, but he needs to slide over from one A-gap to the other A-gap, or even maybe as far as the B-gap. So the footwork to do that is we always want to move our back foot first. So we call this drill the wide base bag drill. And we do that because this particular agility bag keeps his feet right under his armpits, which is exactly where we want them to be when he's going to make a short, quick step throw. So he's in the middle of the pocket. The pressure's coming from his right. You always move your back foot first. That way your foot's in the ground and you can throw. If it comes from the other side, you still move your back foot first so your foot's in the ground and you can throw. So in this drill, wide base bag drill, we're going to put a target or a receiver 10 yards away. I'm going to stand down there as the coach and I'm going to wave him left or right. And here's what it's going to look like. He's going to watch my command. I'm going to keep him on the bag. He's going to have a nice tall posture. And when I point to the target, he's going to step and throw it at the target. So that allows us to teach him the footwork to move from A-gap to A-gap, or from the middle of the pocket left or the middle of the pocket right if there's pressure coming from one side and the safe spot is on the other side. That's wide base bag drill. So how do I do wide base bag drill if I don't have a bag? Either I'm training my quarterback personally or our program doesn't have bags. Then what I'll do is I'll set up cones that are the same length as the bag. So I'll take 2 cones. In this case, I've got 6 rows of 2 cones, and I put them so that they're the exact same width of his armpits. And that's the width that we want to use in doing this drill without a bag. And we'll do the exact same thing. I'll stand down there, or you'll stand there, and the coach will stand at the end, and he'll wave him left or right. Back foot moves first. When he sees the finger point at the target, he'll turn and throw the ball. So you can use cones or you can use a bag, and you can still do the wide base bag drill and teach the quarterback to move from A-gap to A-gap where the safe spot is, because pressure is coming from one side and not the other side. The other advantage of this drill is, along with walk away and rapid fire, where the quarterback has to take a quick look and get the ball out, wide base bag drill does the same thing. In other words, he'll be looking at or myself standing over to the side, he'll be looking at the finger pointing. And then when you point to the target, he's going to throw it. The thing that I found is it's really a good transition also for him to be able to go from one receiver to the other. In other words, say I'm a receiver he's looking at, then at the last second he throws to the number 2 receiver in his progression. So I've seen that by doing this drill, you also get that effect of his eyes going from one receiver to the next. And it's carried over from doing this wide base bag drill.